So we've got a pair of Browning B25 20 this time. They're a little bit special. Most B25s are a little bit special, but we'll go through and we'll talk about what is special about them. Now, there's just so much to talk about, unfortunately, with the Brownings, the Marukus and the Winchesters, but let's forget the Japanese stuff. Let's talk about the Belgian-made stuff. Now, we've spoken a little bit about the history, and we spoke about the different models and the different grades. As far as I am aware, there isn't a definitive book, which I've said in some of the earlier videos, there isn't a definitive book with every single Browning B25 model in it. The reason there isn't is because there's so much out there, there's so many different models, there would never be a complete book, alright? Because Browning do custom stuff, they do one-off stuff, and it depends how much money you want to throw at the situation. So what we've got here is we've got, as I say, a pair of Browning B25s. What is nice about these is these are a limited production run, and when Paul brings the camera over, we'll look at the main reason why they're a limited production run. Now, here at Countryway, we sold these guns brand spanking new. I was trying to work it out about 16 or 17 years ago. Now, I haven't got the original boxes for them. The customer has got the original boxes. Because these guns are in for a service, we didn't get them in the original boxes, which would have been nice to have shown you, which is a leather box, very similar to the Browning Millennium that we, the 1 million that we had. Now, going off subject a little bit and talking about quality of a product. Now, the thing is, with shotguns, you can't just go on the finish, so i.e. the quality of the wood, the quality of the oil finishing and the quality of the blacking. What you need to do is you need to look at the quality of the materials that we used. When I say that, I mean the metal, okay? The quality of the metal, the base material. Then what you need to do is you need to look at what way that material was put together. When I talk about that, I will show you that these guns have got chopper lump barrels and not monoblock barrels. Monoblock is a cheap way to do it. Any gun that has got monoblock barrels on it was done in a cheap way. Chopper lump is the more expensive way, the harder way to do it. That is why Browning use it. Now, as I say, you need to look at the materials. You need to look at the way the materials were put together. You need to look at the quality of the finish before the finish, i.e. the blacking or the colour case hardening or the bluing. You need to look at the way it was finished before the blacking, the colour hardening or the bluing was finished. So, as I've said before, if you're looking for beautiful engraving and you're looking for beautiful wood, you're looking in the wrong place. It's not that we're looking for. So, please, Paul, bring the camera over and we will go and we will show a few different
We're going straight into the actions?
Straight in, mate, straight in. So I've tried to put them alongside each other so you can see. Now, these two guns, Paul, are a limited production run, and if I turn them over, these are a limited production run of 50 guns made, okay?
There we go.
One of 50, one of 50. We also look here on the trigger guard, Paul, just quickly, we will see number 1 and number 2.
There we go.
And if I roll them over, we will see number 1 and number 2 on the barrels and on the top lever, which is appropriate for a pair of guns, okay? Yeah. You will see that these guns are colour case hardened, quite clearly, and obviously on the side of the gun, in gold, picked out, is 1878 to 2003. Now, if you do the history on the Brownings, you will see that 1878 was the start of the Browning Brothers Company. when I say it was the start of them, it was a year after they sold their first patent to Winchester Repeating Arms, which gave them a foothold in the market for making their own products, okay? So this customer, Paul, has bought these guns to shoot them. If you see, unfortunately, there's a little bit of lacquer coming off the action, all right?
Yeah, just coming out along the bottom there.
Just a wee little bit, and then there's a wee little bit coming off of this one here, and a few knocks and scratches. Let's have a look at the ribs, Paul, all right? A little dent just there, and a little dent just here. Now, and one more here, and one more here. So there's just so much to talk about, and I've been thinking, look at the quality of the wood on them as well, Paul. They have had, fortunately, unfortunately, they've had two, I think they're Pacmire recoil pads put on them at some point. That's because the customer that shoots these, Paul, is a game shop, and he shoots 28 gram shells, and when he goes down to Devon and Cornwall, he puts in 32s or 34 gram, big stuff for really tall pheasants.
It's a big old lump for a 20 bore.
It's lumpy old. It's in its weight of gun and weight of cartridge, Paul. It's a bit like putting 50 gram in a 12 bore over and under. Now, of the one of 50, okay, I have tried to ring Browning, and I have tried to ask them what the breakdown of each model was. Browning can't tell me. Fair enough. That's understandable. They're a very big company, and they can't keep track of every single model everywhere. We know that. So what I will tell you is, of the 50 that were made, the story that I got when these guns were brand spanking new in 2003 was, they made 50 guns, they made some sporters, they made some trap, they made some game. 20 bores of these, Paul, they only made five guns, okay? Now, I did ring Browning UK, and I did speak to them about how many came to the UK. Now, Browning could only find two guns, two 20 bores that came to the UK, and they happen to be the two that are sitting on the table here. So there is just so much to talk about. Let me roll it round the other side, Paul. There is just so much to talk about. Where do you start and where do you stop? Here, the models. Model B25, 20 gauge, 20 bore, 2 3/4 inch chambers. All right. Now, these guns are 30 inch, Paul.
Yep.
And these guns, because they're game guns, are 1/4 and a 3/4 from the factory. Now,
a fixed choke, are they?
Fixed choke. You can only get Browning B25s in fixed choke. They do not offer multi-chokes. So, if we look at the choking here, okay, this is a 3/4 choke, and this is a 1/4 choke, all right? Now, I've watched some of my own videos back, and I can spot things in there that weren't 100%. Now, the thing is, you never truly finish learning. You will always learn. He who thinks he knows it all knows the least, okay? So I have, with a micrometer, I have checked these chokes to make sure that they are 1/4, 3/4, all right? Now, not only do both barrels not measure 662, I think it was, the internal bore measurement. Each barrel is internally, the bore dimensions are about 2 or 3 thousandths of an inch away from each other. Also, the choking that's in the end of them, Paul, does not confirm 100% to 1/4, 3/4 choke, i.e. 10 thou and 30 thou. One is 11 thou, one is 27 thou, one is 9 thou and the other one is 31 or something like that. So even though they are supposed to be quarter, 3/4 from the factory, they're not. Now, I've been very, very kindly loaned these guns by a very good customer who I was shooting pheasants with. I keep rolling around the wrong way. Who I was shooting pheasants with only a week or so ago, and I watched him using these guns beautifully. Now, as a collector's piece, Paul, no, as a limited production run is what they are.
Yep.
They should have been put in a box and never shot. Well, I talked to lots and lots of people, and they can't understand why some guns deserve not to be shot. All right. Let's just come in here, and can you see the engraver's name on the side of it?
Yeah, let's try and focus in on that one. There it is. J.M.M.
Martin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, J.M. Martins, yeah.
Have a look at this one for me. Same guy, I believe.
Yep, same guy, yep.
So he was given, do you want to pop the camera? So as we've had a good look at them.
There we are, yeah.
We've had a good look at them. He was tasked with the job of engraving these. How many he engraved? Did he do them all? Did he do these two? We're never going to know. So what I was saying about the quality and the fact that it's not just the wood and it's not just the engraving, it's the metal work. What I was going to mention, Schnabel forends on them, which I think looks very nice. Schnabel forends. Traditional Browning, forend doesn't come off. And chopper lump barrels, Paul. Chopper lump barrels. These guns are very dirty. We haven't serviced them yet. We may even do a video on service them because they want a very, very good clean. Bring the camera over here, Paul, please. Between the two barrels themselves,
Yep.
okay, sorry, between the two barrels themselves,
Yep.
you will see a join.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yep.
So let me try and explain what chopper lump is versus monoblock. It would be nicer if we took the forends off, but I'm not going to take the forends off on camera. We'll do it at a later stage. So with chopper lump barrels, Paul, the hooks and the barrel and the chamber are machined in one solid piece. All right.
Yeah.
So it'll be, if you come up here, it'll be a 30 or a 32 inch blank, depending on the barrel length, 28 inch. It's a blank of steel about this long that they drill a hole through the middle of it. They finish the outside off. Come back down here, and they machine the lumps and the hook all in one piece.
Yeah.
Okay. The top barrel is slightly different because we haven't got the hooks on it. But chopper lump barrels are the stronger way to do it. If you see a line about here somewhere, and if I've got any Beretta out or any modern Browning or any modern Maruka, you would see not just them, any over and under, they'll have a little line here, and traditionally they will engrave it to try and hide it. But if you see a little line here, it was a cheaper way of doing things. All right. Whatever anybody says, it's a cheaper way to do it. That's why most gun manufacturers do it today. So what I was saying, back with the camera please, my man.
Yep.
What I was saying about, it's not just the woodwork, it's not just the engraving, it's not just the metal work, it's not just the finish, it's not just the checkering, it's not just the wood, it's every single mortal piece. Now, quickly, I'm also getting, how long we had a video for, mate?
We're on 14 minutes.
14 minutes. Oh, it's a little bit longer than normal. So I get people, is that whole gun in that picture?
Yeah, all of it's in, yep.
So I get people that are sending me pictures of guns, thank you very much. I had a guy send me a picture of a Winchester presentation today. I've had some unusual B25, good. This is not what I want to see, okay? This. Bring the camera over here, Paul, and again I'll take it apart and I'll show people. So, are you getting, let's move that one down there, that whole gun in that picture, Paul?
Yep.
All right. Again, that's not what I want to see, okay? I can see what the gun is. What I want to see on the pictures, Paul, come down here, go right in close on those choke markings. That's what I want to see. Pictures as close as that. Come up to the Browning Arms, Morgan, Utah. Come out just a little bit so as we can see the whole thing. Pictures like that, okay? I would like to see what the fore-end catch looks like. So, there. Also, with the action, Paul, show the
whole lot.
Pictures like that, yeah, they're okay. Let's go deep in about there, Paul.
To the details.
To the details. We're also looking for the details inside the action here as well. Okay? Now, we're going from pillar to post, as I keep saying. This little mark here, Paul. This little mark. This is Browning stamp to say it came from the Browning custom shop, okay?
Oh, is this a little Browning logo?
Little Browning logo, isn't it? What this one is, I don't know. Maybe the engraver's stamp, maybe the actioner's stamp, barrel stamp, something like that. And I might as well show you. Because they're sitting here in front of us. So, as I say, Paul, one of 5 ever made. This was in 30-inch 20 bore. How many the breakdown was, I couldn't tell you. So, I'll bring the guns up here. Don't knock them against each other. You push one top lever, I'll push the other. And can you see it's 324 MY for 2003. We got an 03860 on my gun.
Is it 03? What is it? I can't see on the camera. 03861.
Yeah, so a true pair.
Yep.
They weren't supplied as a pair. Let that go. They weren't supplied as a pair. They're a composed pair, but they're still a pair of Browning 20 bores. B25s, as I said in the early part of the video, Paul, B25s are not easy to come by. The small bores, 20 bores, are harder to find. And then when you start knocking out the 26-inch, the 25-inch, the 27.5-inch that Browning made lots of, 30-inch over and under Browning B25s are a rare commodity. So I'm showing you these because they're in for a service. We're trying to show you what we've got Browning, Maruku and Winchester wise. And please believe me, when we move on to some one-off Marukus, you will be pleased that you stuck around to look at them. So we've done barrels, we've done chokes, we've done chamber length. Interestingly, Paul, these were made in 2003. Interesting why they are still stamped as 2 3/4 inch, i.e. 70 mil.
Yep.
Bearing in mind these come from Belgium, and the Belgians have only ever worked in mil. So interesting why it doesn't say 1270 on them, or 1270 instead of 2 3/4 inch. It's the tiniest little things that you have to look for, okay? Quality of wood is nice, checkering is nice, 2 screws in the trigger guard there. So, yes, hopefully we've done another little talk about Brownings, and yeah, thanks very much everybody, keep watching the videos.